Hey y'all, welcome to my live. Happy Tuesday or whatever day you find this message. So I've just been getting a lot of downloads lately, so I wanted to bring them to y'all. So whoever this is for, I hope that it gets to you expeditiously and it does what it needs to do. Get into this skin, honey. Get into this glow from the sun. Yes, no filter. Let's get into it. Anyway, okay, let me calm down. But no, I pray that this gets to you. I hope I do this word justice. Like, I hope it, I don't know, because when it hit me, I was like, oh, okay. So whoever this is for, I hope that it hits you the way it needs to hit you, and it gets you, puts a little pep in your step, kind of like giving you some encouragement as you move on your journey, or wherever that journey may be taking you right now. Okay. So yeah, y'all. Like I always say, I'm not gonna make these long. I just want to get the word out to who it needs to get to. So y'all. So it was kind of like a two-way stream of how this information was coming to me, what I was thinking about. So I'm just gonna let God take control, and whoever needs to hear it, I hope that it gets to you the way it needs to get to you. Okay. So yeah. So I wrote in my notes, back but better. Okay, that's gonna be the title of this, back but better. And I got this revelation today. I was listening to my bad, y'all, somebody had called me. I was listening to LaToya Kia, and she was talking, and like it just sparked this revelation in me. She was talking about using your pain, basically profiting off your pain. And the word that God gave me was back but better. And it says God will pull you back to clean you up, then launch you forward. Don't think that just because you sat out, it was over. Okay. So, and then I put, sometimes you have to readjust and realign to receive what's for you. So I'm gonna say that again. Sometimes you have to readjust and realign to receive what's for you. So a lot of y'all know that I had relocated and I moved to a different state, and I kind of like took a step back from everything that I was doing, and all while transitioning my life and changing a lot of stuff about me in my spirit and just in my everyday being me. So I felt like I had to take a step back because I had too much stuff going on. There was no way I could be on IG Live all the time trying to operate and run a business while trying to move, and I had just graduated, just got my master's. Like, I was doing a lot. So and trying to figure out what God had next for me, especially after I stepped away from the tarot community and the so-called spiritual community. Don't even let me go on a tangent when it comes to that. But so I had stepped away from that type of stuff. So God was really doing a work inside of me, really changing and transforming who I was as a person and really working on my spirit. And so I had to realize, like, sometimes God will pull you back. And it's because there's things that he's trying to work on inside of you. There's some type of character that he's trying to establish within you, and it requires you to take a step back. But just because you take a step back doesn't necessarily mean that it's over. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's time for you to sit down and sit out and your turn is done. Sometimes that setback is to set you up for a major comeback. Sometimes that setback is for you to recalibrate and realign and readjust and re-examine yourself and who you are, so that way when you move forward, you have a clearer vision or a clearer view of where it is that you're going. And a lot of times that's something that a lot of people don't like to hear. We don't like to hear, oh, I gotta take a step back. We don't like to hear, have a seat. We don't like to hear, pipe down, sit down, give it a minute. And that's a lot of our issues, because I know it was mine. I'm like, what? I'm finna move? You want me to what? I can't do my business no more lives. No, all of that stuff had to go at a halt, because there was things inside of my spirit that God had to readjust. And so I wanted to tell whoever this word is for, sometimes God will tell you to sit down, but it's only for a certain amount of time, because he's trying to realign you. He's trying to readjust you and redirect you in the direction that's going to be about his business. because we get so caught up in doing things and we get ahead of ourselves. We get our ego gets ahead of us, and we think that we doing what we supposed to be doing, and sometimes we on a path that ain't got nothing to do with where God wanted us to go. So if God sits you back for a minute, just know that setback is for him to create in you a major comeback. That setback is because he's trying to take you somewhere further than you could have even imagined, where you could have even took yourself by yourself. And I'm telling y'all from experience, because when I sat back and I really reevaluated where I was at and where I was going, there were things that I was doing that I wasn't happy with, and I know it wasn't pleasing God. So if I'm not happy with it, it's not yielding me the best results, and it's not pleasing to God, I definitely need to take a step back and reevaluate what it is that I'm doing. So I'm going to say it again. Back but better. When God tells you to take a step back, when God tells you to sit down for a minute, he tells you to sit out for a season, it's because he's teaching you something. He's installing some things in you. He's reconstructing your DNA so that way you can come back better, giving more than what you gave in the beginning. When I tell y'all back but better, for me meant sit back, get yourself together, get your book together. Now you can come out with this book, and not only are you gonna come out with the book, but I'm gonna give you the other steps that you can take to take this even further. Back but better meant, okay, put your business to the side. I'm gonna give you another vision for the business and still use the stuff that you know, but it's gonna be better. Back but better meant I'm gonna take you out of this particular lane, because this lane ain't for you, and I'm gonna put you in another lane that's gonna catapult you to the direction that I need you to go in. Because remember, if we ain't handling our Father's business, if we not doing our Father's business, what are you doing? If you're not, what they be saying on TikTok? If you're not doing it for the kingdom, then where are you at? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just be clear, you know. But in all seriousness, back but better means that sometimes God will tell you to sit down for a season, because there are different things that he wants to instill inside of you, different characteristics that he wants to put inside of you to make you a better person. That's just like when you say you on a football field or whatever, and you have to sit out for a couple of games because maybe you don't have the best sportsmanship. So coach tell you to sit out for a couple of games. But in that time, you practicing every single day. Even though you're not playing, you going to practice. You doing your 2-a-days, sometimes your 3-a-days. You doing everything that you need to do to get better. So when you get back on that field, oh, it's game time. And they're going to be like, man, we ain't seen him in a minute, but he piped up now. Yeah, because sometimes you have to sit out. Sometimes there's things that you have to learn on the sideline to get you in alignment and get you ready for the next phase of where it is that you're going. So I don't know if I'm going to call this a prophetic word or call it just a word of advice, a word of encouragement. But baby, let me tell you, whoever need to hear this today, God set you out for a season because he's getting ready to catapult you into the next phase of your life. He told you to sit out for a season and sit down and calm down and let him work inside of you, because he's getting ready to take you to another level. And you had to be mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, all that. You had to be all that types of ready. All types are ready for where God is about to take you. Because the thing is, the Bible says that for I know the plans. So we don't know the plans that God necessarily has for our life, but he knows the plans. And if that plan calls for you to sit down for a minute, that means that there's something bigger and there's something better that's coming ahead. So take your breaks. Don't feel bad about going back to the drawing board. Don't feel bad about sitting down and reevaluating where you are and taking time out. Don't feel bad about that, because that reevaluation and that realignment and that rearrangement that you're doing in your life is only going to prepare you for the next level. Baby, it's back but better. Okay? It's giving prepared for the best. That's what it's giving. It's giving prepared for the best. Because God always has something better for you. You know that if one door closes, it's because there's another door that's ready to open up, and it's probably a bigger and better. Not probably, but it is bigger than better and better than what door that already closed. See, the thing about God is he's not a subtractor. God is a multiplier. He's an adder and a multiplier. So if he takes something away, he's going to give you 10 times more. So don't forget that. Don't never forget that. If God sits you out for a season, it's because he's preparing you for the next season that he's about to take you in. So like TDJ say, get ready, get ready, get ready. Okay? Get ready. So again, sometimes you have to readjust and realign to receive what's for you. Readjustment, realignment to receive. Okay? And I was thinking about in the book, so I didn't write the verse, but it was in the book of Exodus. I feel like it was like the 15th chapter when God had the Israelites sitting along the outside of the bank. They had finally got out of Egypt, but they were sitting on the outside of the bank, outside of the desert. And God had them sitting on the outskirts. And they were like, we just escaped. Why is we sitting here? You know what I'm saying? But in that time while they were sitting out there, God was literally preparing for him to demolish Pharaoh, for him to take down Egypt, for him to wipe out their enemies. So they had to sit on the side for a minute. And he said that looks to make the Egyptians feel like you don't know what you got going on. So sometimes, let's be clear, because y'all know God funny. God, he really got jokes. But the thing is, it's like sit over there to make these people feel like you ain't doing nothing. Because he said to make the Egyptians feel like you lost, or you a damsel, you in distress right now. So sometimes God will sit you out to confuse your enemies, so that way they don't know what you got going on right now. But then boom, he send you and wipe them all out. And it's like, oh, I thought they wasn't doing nothing. I thought they was out of the game. I thought that no. I'm back and I'm better. Period. So just like God did for the Israelites to the Egyptians, he had them folks sitting out on the sideline, looking like they was lost, looking like they ain't know what they had going on. The Pharaoh was like, oh, we finna go over there and get them because they don't know what they doing. They lost out there. As soon as they came to attack the Israelites, God wiped them all out. God will sit you aside to confuse your enemy, to protect. So yeah, y'all, that's all I want. I just want to let y'all know that I don't want to make this video long. I just want y'all to know that sometimes God will sit you out just to prepare you for something bigger and better. Back, but better. Okay? I said what I said. I love y'all for free. Peace, long live 30. Y'all have an amazing day.